Super Mario Maker 2 versus Super Mario Bros. Wonder. These are the latest 2D Mario games on the Nintendo Switch. Now, which one is better? Well, that's what I kind of wanted to figure out in this little video today. We are going to be dividing this video into 5 different categories: story, content, level design, online, and replayability. So without further ado, welcome to the brand new year of E-Man SMM2 Longform, and let's get started. Now, right off the bat, I'm assuming you might think, well, Mario Maker 2 probably doesn't have a story because it's just making your own Mario levels. Well, actually what makes Mario Maker 2 unique from Mario Maker 1 is that it actually does have a story mode. It's just go to play and find the story mode. There you go, look at that. So, what is the story mode in Mario Maker 2? Well, our story begins with the castle being renovated or rebuilt. Everyone is so happy that it's done. And then Undo Dog comes and ruins everyone's fun by hitting a reset rocket. Why they couldn't move Undo Dog away from the button is beyond me. So it's up to Mario and friends to rebuild the castle before Peach finds out her castle was reset, which she comes back and the castle is better than ever. Wow, who would have thought? Now, as for the story mode itself, I think it's pretty fun. I do think it's done really well. The different levels in this story mode are really cool. It has a lot of unique clear conditions to it, and the hub world for it, you know, walking around is really cool. And the amount of different characters that you can see is great. And I also love that it's not just Peach is getting captured, and it's actually something fairly unique. So I think they did a great job for this story mode in Mario Maker 2. However, here comes Mario Wonder Story. Mario Wonder Story is absolutely amazing in my opinion. I don't know why I think that, but let's talk about it. Mario Wonder Story takes place in the Flower Kingdom. Prince Florian invites Mario and friends to the Flower Kingdom to hang out. I don't really know what they were doing there. They're probably just hanging out. But then Bowser comes and ruins everyone's fun. By stealing the Wonder Flower, he merges into Castle Bowser, and then he takes over the entire Flower Kingdom. Now it's up to Mario and friends to stop Bowser, and Prince Florian joins on the adventure, and the Yoshis and Nabbit come running along too. This story is amazing. Not only is it in a completely different kingdom, which I always welcome, but the story just has a certain level of charm to it. I love the fact that everything in the Flower Kingdom is beautiful and how everything is just, it feels like a very unique environment compared to the Mushroom Kingdom. But that may be just me. So as for the story, I am definitely going to give the story to Super Mario Bros. Wonder. While I do believe that Mario Maker 2 story is good for being a Mario Maker, I do have to give it to Mario Wonder. The next thing we're going to look at is content. Now, each game has a very substantial amount of content, so let's start with Super Mario Maker 2. Mario Maker 2 takes the engine of Super Mario Maker 1 and completely expands it. You have a lot of different assets to create levels with by placing them, and you'll see that there's a massive difference between Mario Maker 1 and 2. There's always new ideas you can have when it comes to making levels, and with the introduction of the Super Mario 3D World style, it creates a lot of great possibilities for each level. So Mario Maker 2 has a lot of going on in its main category, but like we mentioned, the game has its own story mode, and we haven't even talked about Course World. Course World has a lot of things for you to do. You've got Endless Challenge. You can play the hottest courses, popular courses, and the newest courses in Mario Maker 2. You can look up other people's levels, which there are millions of levels in Mario Maker 2. So there is a lot of levels to pick from. Mario Maker 2 is essentially a never-ending Mario game. There are so many levels that are uploaded to the server every single day, and it's just always a fun time to see what levels get uploaded. And with everything that's in Mario Maker 2, it has a wide variety of content. And of course we have network play, which we won't talk about until we get to the online portion of this video. But yeah, Mario Maker 2's content is never ending, especially with the amount of costumes in the game that you have to get. If you want to get these costumes, you're going to have to play the game a lot in order to get them. I've had this game since day one, and I still don't have all the costumes. But it is great to always come back to the game and just have a good time. Now let's talk about Mario Wonder's content. Mario Wonder has, of course, the main story where you can play through all the different worlds, and after defeating Bowser and finding all of the secret stages in every single world, you'll unlock the special world, and you'll be able to play a lot of brand new levels, and yeah, it's really, really epic. There's also an online mode, which once again we won't talk about until the online portion of this video. And with all the different achievements in the game, like collecting all the badges, collecting all the standees, finding all the 10 flower coins, finding all the wonder flowers, there is a good amount of content. However, after you've beaten the game, there's not a lot left in terms of content. Like, you really can't get like brand spanking new levels unless there's an update that comes for Mario Wonder, which it very well could at some point. But as it stands, the content right now for Mario Wonder is, okay, you've completed everything 100%, now what? There's not really much to do, in my opinion. So in terms of content, I'm going to have to give this one to Super Mario Maker 2, but probably when Mario Wonder eventually gets an update, hopefully gets an update, there will be a lot more content added to it. And I'm not going to say that this game is incomplete, it is far from incomplete. But it could use more content, in my opinion, like extra things, like mini games from Mario 64 DS and New Super Mario Bros. But yeah. Next up is the level design. Now let's start off with Mario Maker 2's level design. With how many different levels are uploaded to Mario Maker 2, you might think, wow, this game is never going to get boring with all these great levels that will have so many that will have a lot of great users making absolute masterpieces. Well, all you gotta do is play a little bit of Endless Challenge and you'll realize that that is not the case. With how many levels are uploaded to Mario Maker 2, of course not all of them are going to be perfect. However, I would say a good 90 to 95% of the levels that get uploaded to Mario Maker 2 aren't the greatest. You've got invisible block trolls, you've got sniper thwomps, you've got enemy spams, you've got all these different levels that feel like they were ported from Super Mario Bros. The Lost Levels. It is very hard to find a good level unless you go for popular courses. Most times the only thing that may resemble a bad level is refreshing levels, but some people really like those levels. But yeah, in terms of level design, Mario Maker 2's is extremely hit or miss. But if you are playing Nintendo-made levels, like from Story Mode, Ninja Speedruns, or the Nintendo Maker levels, the levels themselves are very well designed. But once again, they're extremely hit or miss compared to the other levels in the game. Now, as for Mario Wonder, you are expecting a great amount of content in the game when it comes to its level design. When it comes to the level design of Mario Wonder, everything is polished with all the different wonder flowers and wonder effects. It creates brand new, sometimes it creates brand new levels for you, and they're all well designed so well. It's always great to play a Mario Wonder level because of how polished and great the levels are. But this one might be a bit unfair considering all the levels in the game are Nintendo-made levels. However, there are a good amount of Mario Maker 2 levels by Nintendo, so even if we're still counting that, I still think the levels in Mario Wonder are better than Mario Maker 2's in my opinion. So the level design point is going to go to Super Mario Bros. Wonder. Now comes one of my favorite parts of the video, the online. Wow, I am going to go on a little bit of a tangent, hopefully it doesn't take very long, about Mario Maker 2's online. Now, I'm going to start off with the positives, because there are some positives. I do think that since there is a never-ending amount of levels in the online mode, it does create a lot of unique experiences for playing the game. I mean, and I guess the balance can be decent. That's all I can really think of right now. So, let's talk about Mario Maker 2's online. Wow, it needs work. Now, let's start out with the obvious, the lag. The lag is absolutely unbearable, and the main reason for that is because of one reason. Well, I mean, it could be a variety of reasons, but it could be, I don't know why I said only one reason. There's a lot of reasons for it. Lag. is caused by bad level design, bad internet, and a lot of other things. Now, because Nintendo Switch Online uses good old peer-to-peer servers, which would be kind of old in the 2010s, but Nintendo is still using it in 2024, so it creates a laggy experience, meaning if one person lags, everybody lags. So it becomes a very frustrating mess. And even though there are a variety of levels, please tell me how many levels in multiplayer versus that you have gotten that are masterpieces. It's very hard to find a good level in multiplayer versus. And when you do, most of it is a multiplayer level, which they are good, don't get me wrong. But it does rely on complete, like, if there's lag, it won't be able to be as feasible, which can be frustrating. I'm only scraping the bare bones of what multiplayer versus has to offer because there are a lot of issues I have with it, and I might even make a full video talking about multiplayer versus. But safe to say, I'm not a huge fan of it. But I can't deny that it can be fun. And multiplayer co-op, yeah, it's basically more of the same thing. You know, you have, except there's no point system and you can spawn on other players. It's not bad. There's also multiplayer with friends that Nintendo added months after the game came out, but it's pretty fun. You know, I've always found playing with friends really cool, as you can pick the level or pick the level difficulty, and it's pretty good. Not to say that Mario Maker 2's online is completely bad, but 9 times out of 10, I always get frustrated with at least one of the levels, whether that be completely luck from one of the players, or lag, or just the level design itself. Now, let's talk about Mario Wonders Online. When I initially saw that Mario Wonder had online, I thought it was really neat. When I found out it had online, I thought it was going to be really neat. But then I remembered that 3D World had online with friends, and I said, oh brother, because the last time we had an online was in 3D World plus Bowser's Fury, and it was only available to play with friends. And even then, the lag, there was still some lag. It wasn't as unbearable as Mario Maker 2's online, but it was still fairly, like, I've heard things that it can be pretty dang laggy. But Mario Wonders Online, I did not think I would say this, is completely lag free. And I believe the reason is just because it's all the same levels. There was clearly a lot of time and polish that went into Mario Wonder. The online system is great. There is literally no way you can be toxic to other players. The point system in the game, instead of rewarding toxic players, is rewarding people who do nice things for other people throughout the level. Mario Wonder's case is completely like you want to help people. And when I was grinding for heart points, there are so many players who want to help you out. They want to give you an advantage so that, you know, you're all after the same thing. You just want to help people, which is why I do think Mario Wonders Online is extremely good. And I'm going to easily give the online point to Super Mario Bros. Wonder. I know I didn't touch on the Mario Wonder Online too much because there's not really much I could say about it. The heart point system is really, really cool. You'll definitely be grinding for them for a while if you really want them. And it's just really fun to just play with other players. And it's just a really good formatted online, in my opinion. And now for the final section of this video, replayability. Being able to replay a Mario game is always something I love to do, whether that be 100% it or just check out the game. Let's start off with Mario Maker 2. Like I said, you really don't have an end when it comes to Mario Maker 2's achievements. Like, you can always come back to build levels, even if you've made 100 levels and you've uploaded them all to the server. If you don't really like a level, then you can just delete it and just make a new one. You have a lot of space in your core spot section. You could make super worlds. You could grind Endless Challenge some more. Since Endless Challenge is literally endless, you can just continue to come back to that game and grind that mode some more. And of course, multiplayer versus, despite the fact that it can be frustrating, it will take you a while if you really want to hit the max amount of points, which is 8,000. And yeah, I mean, Mario Maker 2 has a great amount of replayability when it comes to it. So much so that I can come back to it anytime and always find something to do in the game. That's why I really enjoy this game. Next up is Mario Wonder's replayability. Like I said, I'm sure there's going to be updates for it in the future. Mario Wonder's replayability is pretty good in my opinion compared to most 2D Mario games. I like how they have the online, like I said, that's a great mode. I love all the different standees, badges, and that you can collect. It's really, really neat that they do that. But after you've done that, there's really not a lot to do. Though speedrunning levels and trying out different badges is something that you could do, but even that could get boring after a little bit. Playing the same levels over and over again can get a bit boring. However, it is just the normal, it is a 2D Mario game that it does follow a same structure. I think, like I said earlier about minigames or the challenge mode from New Super Mario Bros. U, or like I said, the minigames from Mario 64 DS or New Super Mario Bros. Would be cool additions in order to drive replayability for the game. But yeah, that's just me. But I'm going to be giving the replayability to Super Mario Maker 2. And that was Super Mario Maker 2 versus Super Mario Bros. Wonder. Out of all 5 votes, Super Mario Bros. Wonder wins this. Now this obviously doesn't confirm oh, you shouldn't buy Mario Maker 2. No, I think both of these games are amazing games. I just thought this video would be really unique to do because, it was these are the newest 2D Mario games. But keep in mind, these are my opinions. Mario Wonder got the story, it got the level design, and it got the online. Mario Maker 2 got the content and replayability. So, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this little video. Looking forward to 2024. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great day. I'll see you on the next one. And, yeah, I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.